Hi there, U5 coaches. It's Coach Lee again, and I'm ready to talk to you about week number 7. And first of all, just let me say thanks again to all of you. It's been a really successful season. You've all done a great job of reading through the lesson plan and watching the coaching videos, and everybody has come prepared, and that's been great. This week, we're going to deal with a little bit more complicated concept, but it's not going to be more complicated in terms of the activities and games that we play. The concept is defense, and the big idea is my buddy needs a bodyguard. And you may have to explain that a little bit, but the idea is I need to protect and take care of my buddy. So let's jump right into these games. I think they'll be fun. The first one is called Rescue That Rascal. And you're going to need to get parents involved in this. Maybe some parents that haven't helped at all yet so far this season. Get as many adults in there as you have players. And have those adults, maybe it's a mom or a grandpa or whatever, have them get the ball of the players. And the players have to stand on the outside of the playing surface. Okay? They have to be either on both ends or maybe on that outside side. For those of you boys teams, the fields are right up next to each other. Just make sure they're outside the playing area. The parents, grandparents, adults will have the balls, and they will just kind of dribble around randomly inside the playing area until you, the coach, says, rescue that rascal. And then they'll run in. They go to the adult that has their ball. They have to take possession of the ball from that adult and go score in one of the goals. Now, obviously, the adults are going to take it real easy and kind of let the kids do it at first. Maybe as a variation, as they get a little bit better at it, they could try a little harder to maintain possession. One thing that we want to encourage with the young people this time is that in order to get the ball away from someone else, they're not just going up and kicking it away, kicking it out of bounds, kicking it a long way away. They're actually going and getting their body in between the adult and their ball and taking possession and getting the ball at their feet. So let's try to work on that. We don't just want to see them run up there and boom, kick it as hard as they can. That's not the idea. They're going to go take their ball. They're going to rescue him from those robbers or those kidnappers, or if you want to play up that story, you can. That might make it more fun for the kids. But they've got to go take possession of that ball and take it and score. Another variation that you could use on this is if they start getting it, maybe give them a time limit of how quickly they all have to go and get their ball and get it into the goal. You could do a couple of different things. What did I write down here? You could involve the kids in the role of the adults. So you could split them in half, maybe after you've done it a couple of times, and have the kids dribble around with somebody else's ball, and then the other half of the kids would be outside the playing area. They could run in and try and take the ball from the other players. The one thing that you want to be careful with that is this doesn't need to get too rough. Sometimes, especially when it's the little kids and the adults, they'll just come and grab the adults or try and pull them or whatever. Let's try to avoid that, kind of keep it soccer specific. Explain that we're not shoving or kicking or pushing anybody, right? We're just trying to get our body between them and the ball and take the ball and go score. So this will help them defensively, gaining possession. This will help them in locating the goal and taking the ball to the goal. And so rescue that rascal. We'll enjoy that game, number 1. Number 2, the second game is going to be protect your pal. And we've been talking about buddy. I'm just using the alliteration there. Protect your pal. This one might be a little bit confusing from the lesson plan just because of the way I had to write it out. So let me show you here on the board what this looks like. What you're going to do is you're going to stand right in the middle of the playing area. And you're going to get all the balls right there around you. You're going to have all the kids bring those balls all around you right in the middle. Then you're going to take 2 discs and you're going to put those discs out here. Pretty close to the sideline, but even with you. Everybody will be facing this way or that way, you choose, but for this purpose, everybody's going to be facing this pug goal. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have them take turns alternating on each side. You're going to pick up a ball and either roll it or you can kick it if you feel comfortable with that. And you're going to play a ball right toward the goal. And let's say this guy goes first. You've got your players over here lined up and over here lined up. Let's say this little guy is first, or this little girl is first. When you say go, or you say protect your pal, or whatever you want to say to get him going, and you might want to call this one out and say Jenny or Bob, it's your turn. So you play that ball there. They're going to run down here, intercept that ball before it goes into the goal. That's what they're doing. They're protecting their pal from going into jail or going into the swamp or whatever you want to say that the goal is this time. They're going to go and stop that ball. They're going to turn it. They're going to dribble it down here and score in this goal. Okay? Next time, just as quickly as they get it and maybe get past you, you're ready to go with this player. You roll another ball. They come, intercept it, come down, and score. Okay? You have your discs out here to kind of keep your players off the middle of the playing area. You want to have enough room in here that when they stop it from going in this goal and they turn it to take it to this side, that they have enough room to do that. I would encourage you to put a parent or two down here on this end so they can be sure to get the balls back to you in the middle of the field. So that's the basic idea, and the advantage of this is that they have to stop the ball from going in one direction, which is kind of hard for this age group. They tend to just keep taking it whatever direction it's going. So we're trying to get them to stop and turn with the ball and then go back to the other end. For some of them that are a little bit more advanced, I would encourage you to maybe try a pull back with them. And what I mean by that is where they catch up to the ball and put their foot on top of it and roll it back to turn it. You could do some things like that, or maybe turning it with the outside of their foot. If they're at that level, have them do it. If they're not, just make sure they get it turned and down to the other end. And then they could maybe switch lines or go to a different line. As a variation, if this becomes real easy or if it's moving kind of slow, you could have both of them go at the same time, where they're both having to turn it and get it down there and work together. They probably won't work together. Probably the first one that gets to it will take it the whole way. So if that's not really working, then you could have them go against each other. And stay with me here. You could roll a ball out, and the players on this side are on defense, just like they've been doing, but the players on this side now are on offense. So when you roll it, this person gets to go to intercept it just like they did the first time, just like we've been talking about. But as soon as they touch the ball, as soon as they get here and touch it, the person at the front of this line can go and try to take the ball and score here, while this person goes and tries to score there. So it's just a simple 1v1 opportunity. Some of your squads are ready for that kind of challenge. Some of them are not. So keep it simple. But that's the basic idea of protect your pal. The ball's rolling toward the goal. It's going to go in. You have to go and save it from going in, turn it, and go to the other end and score. Have a parent down there to make sure you get the balls easily back in the middle so you don't have to stop and chase balls. We don't want to do that. And that parent can also help the kids know which line to go to when they're done. Okay? Here's the third game. The third game is called Snatch It for Safety. Okay, now let me show you what's going on with this game. This is a simple game of keep away. You as the coach and maybe some other adults and some parents there around your field are going to be the ones playing keep away against the kids. Now, of course, the kids are going to intercept the ball and you're going to lose at keep away. But that's the idea. So here's what you want to do. You want to get at least 4 parents, maybe you and 3 others, or if you could get more than that, that'd be great. But the parents this time are going to be outside of the playing area on both ends, right on the sideline, okay? They're going to have all the balls outside the playing surface. And all the players are going to be stationed wherever they want on the playing area. They can just run wherever they want. They've got freedom to move. There's no discs or anything like that. You adults on the outside are going to have the balls, and your goal is to pass balls at first along the ground to each other without the balls being intercepted. So you can move anywhere you want. You can't go on the playing surface, but you can move along the sideline anywhere you want. Try and get at least 2, maybe 3 balls going at once if you can. It depends on how many adults you have. But the object is that the kids are watching you, and they're watching how you're moving with the ball. They're watching your eyes, and when you make the pass, their job is to snatch it. Snatch it for safety. They're being a bodyguard. They're protecting their buddy. And right now, the 2 robbers, the 2 monsters, or the 2 bad guys are passing the ball back and forth, playing keep away, and you've got to snatch it and then take it and score. Everything we're doing, well, at least these last 2 games, they get to score at the end, and I think that keeps them engaged, keeps them having a good time. We can celebrate when they score, that kind of thing. But stay with me here. We're going to pass those balls across. The kids, any of them are able to do it. They don't just have to go after their ball. All the balls that are coming across, they're trying to intercept and go score in either of the pug goals. As a variation, if you wanted to make it harder, maybe they'd have to only score in 1 pug goal. Or maybe half of them would score in 1 and half of them another. That's up to you, however challenging you want to make it. But another variation that you could do here, obviously you could have more parents come in, so you've got multiple balls going and they have to pay close attention. Another variation that some of you are ready to try, I know there's at least a couple of the boys teams that are ready for this, maybe pick the ball up and try some bouncing balls. Try some balls that are bouncing, you know, not head level, but try some balls that are bouncing where in order to intercept it, they can't just use their feet. They may have to get their body in front of it to take it off of their chest, off their stomach, off of their thigh, something like that. Nothing hard, obviously, but some bouncing balls. That might be a good challenge for some of them. That game should be pretty fun. You could make it more interesting by making rewards or penalties. Let's say if the parents can get 6 passes across without them being intercepted, then the kids have to snort like a pig and get down and do some Martian push-ups, which Martian push-ups, for those of you who don't know, it's where you lay on your back and push your hands up instead of the other way around. So maybe they have to do that. Maybe if the kids intercept all the balls and get them all into the safe goals, then the parents have to dance like a ballerina for 10 seconds, or something like that that would be an incentive to make it happen. Maybe you put a time limit on it, how fast they have to intercept all the balls. Those are variations that you could use at any time. And that's it. So rescue the rascal, all the parents have the balls, the kids come and take the balls and score. Okay, protect your pal. That's the one where they have to stop the ball from going in, turn it, and go score. I guess we are scoring on all 3 of these, so that should be fun for everybody. The last one, snatch it for safety. Snatch those balls that are going back and forth like keep away and go score. That's what it looks like. So that's it. Should be pretty simple. Thank you so much. Read over your lesson plan. This week and then 2 more weeks. This week a normal week, next week a normal week, and then a big fun trophy handout, face painting, all kinds of stuff. So you want to bring parents, grandparents, everybody for that. We're looking forward to it.